All right, so I am Scared Panda, and we are looking at the power ducks, which are actually different than on the banning tool. They've got an Apocalypse, a Prophecy, an Executor, a Dragoon, and a Punisher. So instead of the Tristan Algos, we've got the Strong Dragoon and Punisher.
Yeah, on the side of the test team, we've got a Vigil, a Typhoon, a Cyclone, a Talwar, and a Caracal. So we can see that the warping for the Mighty Ducks is either staggered at about 10 kilometers or at 30, wanting to get the Punishers and their Dragoon close to the enemy team to try to get initial tackle on them. I like that warping. What's your take on the initial positions, Panda?
I think that it's pretty good. MemeTeam doesn't really have much tackle, so it could be difficult for them to kind of come back from the fact that everyone's far, but they also might have a chance to actually, lock onto things if they rush or if the power ducks rush.
Yeah, we can see that Power Ducks is wasting no time in burning away off the arena. They're trying to use the range of those missiles to kite at range. I really like that call, actually, from them. And already a little bit of damage coming onto the Punisher of Kasich Cook. We'll see if the La Loca in the Executor can get reps. It looks like he's doing just that.
Yeah, it looks like the Punisher is fine for now, but it looks like the Power Ducks are going to try and make sure that they can keep that Punisher kind of safe for a while before it goes on to anything else.
We can see that the Ducks are burning more or less in a bit of a cone away from MemeTeam. MemeTeam trying to get in range with the Apocalypse with that Scorched lasers and try to get his damage onto something. So far, it's the Cyclone. That's actually a pretty good call to try to get the Lynx off of the field if that's the only thing you have in range. Now trying to get some damage on the Vigil, but it's not really tracking at that kind of range.
And it looks like the Executor is taking some damage. However, it is also being repped up. So we'll see how well that tanks over the next couple of seconds.
I actually really do like what it is that the Ducks are doing so far. They're trying to get on top of the Caracal. Caracal's taking a lot of damage so far from the Scorched lasers, but Kasich Cook is definitely taking the brunt of the punishment in order to try to get the tackle on top of him. Kasich Cook into low armor, just now catching reps, and he needs to get that Caracal and make that trade if he wants to have any value for that loss.
Yeah, it looks like the Punisher may or may not be able to kind of keep it up for now, but it may have to. And it looks like it actually tackled the Caracal, so the Punisher may actually be okay for now. Because the Caracal is going down. Like, it's out.
To eat my words. I thought the Punisher would break there, but the Executor doing an excellent job of getting on top of him and hitting those reps so that he can stay alive. Caracal off the field means a lot for the Punisher and the Dragoon's survivability, with those rapid lights no longer being on field.
And it looks like the Cyclone and the Talwar are taking damage, but the Cyclone seems to be eating it a little bit more. So we'll see if the Power Ducks are actually gonna be able to eat through everything to take down Soldarius Penkin.
Yeah, the Typhoon is just completely out at range. He's not really using any of his high slots EWAR modules to do much of anything. So the Cyclone is taking the full brunt of the damage from these crystals. It does look like maybe he's gotten a reload on his ASP, but now the Talwar has been caught out, he's webbed, and he's going to pop almost immediately as he's in half hull.
So while the Talwar seems to not be taking any more damage for a moment, so that could change pretty quick because it doesn't have any more cap, so it's not going to be able to do any of its own repping. And the Cyclone actually is webbed, so we'll see that, hopefully see that go down pretty quickly for the MemeTeam, losing another ship, but maybe not. It might be able to survive.
Soldarius is at 123 kilometers, so if he goes any further, he's going to break, and that looks like it's been a boundary violation, so he will pop that way instead. The Talwar now going down, only leaving the Vigil and the Typhoon on the side of MemeTeam. And that
right,
Typhoon
and it looks
is
like
at 115 kilometers. He's being forced to kite around the edge of the boundary.
So with keeping the Executor alive, the Power Ducks have a huge chance of just kind of keeping it. MemeTeam doesn't have much option with DPS to actually take anything down at this point, it looks like. Especially considering there are still so many rep bots to go on both the Dragoon and the Punisher.
And even if those rep bots weren't on the field, the Typhoon is cruise missile fit, and cruise missiles are just not going to do any meaningful damage to an Executor that is afterburner fit. He's completely free to rep everything. We can see that there's no armor damage on the side of the Power Ducks, and Power Ducks look like they're just going to be closing with the Punisher, who's been counter-neuted out, so well played by that Typhoon, but there's no real way for MemeTeam to come back at this point as we get to the halfway mark in the match.
And I'm really liking how this Punisher is really going after the Typhoon. He's played pretty well most of this match, just kind of staying alive, getting things done, and making sure that the rest of the team can kind of follow in suit.
You can see a swarm of light missiles are on top of that Vigil, who's kind of out in space, not really doing much of anything. He should pop fairly quickly with that. And the Typhoon now is just burning to freedom, shooting his missiles with that beautiful IGC Typhoon skin from the previous seasons of EVE-NT.
Right, and so it looks like, at this point, the Power Ducks have definitely won. I'm going to say I'm a little sad that we didn't see the Tristan and Algos, but I think the Dragoon and Punisher did them well.
Yeah, I think maybe some of us not giving the Power Ducks team maybe enough credit with the Executor, who did an excellent job throughout the entire match, keeping his team up. Case of Cook staying alive just in that sliver of armor was really crucial for their team, being able to use that Punisher to just leapfrog to the next target, and then web and tackle down whatever was needed. So really well played by the side of the Power Ducks. I'm interested to see what they're going to do going forward into their next bracket match.
And I mean, Kissig Cook really did an amazing job flying around. Like I said before, when he lived in the Caracal and caught the Caracal, that really kind of gave the Power Ducks an opportunity to just really be like, nope, we're the best.
Yeah, so I mean, Case of Cook, as you're saying, definitely the MVP of the match so far, and that's another thing to highlight. Even though it's just a single point ship in this format, and it's just only a Tech 1 frigate, really, those frigate plays can be the turning point of any tournament match, and definitely something that you want one of your better pilots to be facing. It's a ship that probably needs some of the highest player skill along with the logistics in order to pilot well. Are there any frigates that you like to play, Panda, on Tranquility or in the tournament?
Oh, I mean, I'm all about the Tristan fit. So I've been excited seeing a couple of them there, and it looks like they've done pretty well in the tournaments this season. So it's nice seeing that. It's nice seeing that frigates can actually do something in groups that have such a variety of ships. You kind of don't give them credit sometimes when you see a battleship or something bigger.
And something that really can't be understated that's been a change from the previous seasons of EVE-NT to this season is that Prophecy now has a built-in armor link. So he can put those passive armor resists on top of the Punisher that's already very beefy, and then a swarm of rep bots that we saw on top of that Punisher. So we can see that the Prophecy making the right call and then putting the armor link while the Punisher was in range. The Punisher then shoots out, gets tackle on top of that top of that Caracal, and has the rep bots in order to keep it up. So between this season and the last season of EVE-NT, I don't think that Punisher would have actually survived. So we can already see the teams now taking advantage of the new meta in order to bring that into the new season. So I think that's a team that's definitely been practicing. And
we might actually lose this Punisher. It looks like the Typhoon has put kind of everything on it. So we'll see. Maybe the MemeTeam will be able to take down at least one ship of the Power Ducks.
Yeah, the Punisher is scaring me a bit. He was about 115 kilometers off of the edge of the arena. Never wanting to have to lose a ship to that. It's really not a way you want to go. But the Typhoon now losing what little shields are remaining. And this match may or may not go to time.
I have a feeling the Power Ducks have enough power to go ahead and just destroy this last typhoon, but we'll see. There's only 30 seconds left. I'm just glad so far Kiss and Cook has kept alive. I feel like he was really the MVP of this match.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just like we were saying earlier, he did everything right so far, and you can definitely tell that he's got the experience and knew exactly what to do in that situation. And with only about 10 seconds left, the typhoon is into about half full, and we'll see if he pops or not in the last second or so. And
way
there
to
he
go,
goes.
Power Ducks, getting rid of the entire meme team.
Yep, Power Ducks are definitely a mighty team that we'll be seeing in the rest of the tournament.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and give it back to you at the studio, Popney, and thanks, MemeTeam and Power Ducks.